April 10th, 1912. The world watched in amazement as the largest and most luxurious ship ever built prepared to begin its first journey across the Atlantic Ocean. The mighty RMS Titanic was a symbol of human ambition and engineering brilliance. Newspapers called it a marvel. Many believed it was a ship so strong and so advanced that it could never sink. Thousands gathered at the port in Southampton in the United Kingdom to watch the historic departure. More than 2,000 passengers and crew boarded the ship. Among them were wealthy businessmen,
The music is lovely tonight.
Indeed, it sets a perfect mood.
hopeful immigrants dreaming of a new life in America, families seeking opportunity, and travelers eager to experience the luxury of the most famous ship in the world.
The sea is so calm today.
Indeed, a perfect day for reading.
Are you enjoying the voyage?
At the helm of the Titanic was its captain, the highly respected sailor Edward Smith. For him, this voyage was meant to be the final chapter of a long and successful career at sea.
Steady as she goes. Adjusting course to starboard. Keep a sharp eye on the horizon.
The ship slowly left the harbor, its massive engines pushing it forward into the endless waters of the Atlantic. On board, life seemed perfect. First-class passengers enjoyed grand dining halls filled with golden chandeliers and elegant music. Lavish meals were served. Laughter filled the rooms, and the atmosphere was one of celebration. In other parts of the ship, third-class passengers shared stories, played music, and dreamed about the new life waiting for them across the ocean. But far ahead in the cold darkness of the North Atlantic, danger was silently drifting. On the night of April 14th, several nearby ships sent warnings about large icebergs floating in the ship's path. The sea was calm, the sky was clear, and the Titanic continued moving forward at high speed through the dark waters. Then, at exactly 11:40 p.m., high above the deck, a lookout spotted something terrifying in the distance. A massive
Captain, something massive on the horizon!
The warning bell rang, and the shout echoed through the cold night air. "Iceberg! Right ahead!"
Iceberg! I'm right ahead, a
The
giant
crew
one!
reacted immediately. The engines were reversed, and the ship attempted to turn away from the looming wall of ice. But the Titanic was simply too large, and the distance was too short. Moments later, the side of the ship scraped violently against the iceberg. Ice crashed onto the deck as the ship's steel hull was torn open beneath the waterline. At first, many passengers didn't understand the seriousness of the situation. Some even joked about the strange vibration they felt. But the ship's designer, Thomas Andrews, quickly realized the horrifying truth. Several compartments of the ship were flooding rapidly. The Titanic would sink. Soon the order was given to prepare the lifeboats. Women and children were asked to board first as the crew tried desperately to organize
Women and children
the
first!
evacuation.
Move to the boats now!
But there was a terrible problem. The ship carried lifeboats for only about half of the people on board. Confusion began to spread. Some passengers hesitated to leave the safety of the massive ship. Others rushed desperately toward the lifeboats. Families were separated. Fear slowly replaced the excitement that had filled the ship just hours earlier. And the massive ship slowly sank deeper into the water. Then, at 2:20 in the morning, the unthinkable happened. The Titanic broke apart and disappeared beneath the surface of the Atlantic Ocean. The lights faded. The sounds of the ship vanished. Hundreds of people were left in the freezing water, struggling to survive in the darkness. Hours later, rescue finally arrived when the ship RMS Carpathia reached the disaster site and began pulling survivors from the lifeboats. But by then, More than 1,500 people had lost their lives. The tragedy shocked the entire world. It revealed the dangers of overconfidence in technology and led to new international safety laws designed to prevent such a disaster from ever happening again. Today, more than a century later, the remains of the Titanic still rest silently on the ocean floor, thousands of meters beneath the waves. A powerful reminder of the night the unsinkable ship sank, and the dreams that were lost with it.